Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Delusional Daydreams podcast. I am your host, Ari Lou, and today I am feeling pretty crummy. I feel like for the last couple days I've had this on and off, coming and going in waves, just headache and the back of my throat, I'm about to get sick, nothing hurts, but it's just I might be getting sick and my head hurts, and then I'm really nauseous anytime I eat food and I'm digesting it. My stomach has just been in knots. So I don't know what that's trying to tell me, because I just got over a sickness. Granted, I did just move halfway across the country with my dog, and I have been going nonstop looking for jobs, working on my projects like this podcast and content creating, and just really feeling like I don't have time to rest because I've taken so many steps back in life is what it feels like. And at this point, I just feel so much more gung-ho, I cannot give up. I need to push harder than I've ever pushed before. I don't have free time. I don't want free time because I will win against all odds. And I don't know if that's catching up to me, just along with, processing the changes in my life and the emotions, and it's just fucking everything. So yeah, we're raw dog in the face today, no makeup, which is pretty normal for me on this podcast, because to be quite honest, I don't usually wear makeup. I have gotten into wearing some blush and some lipstick in this new era of life. That's definitely been a fun thing for me to play with. But yeah, today, no, not feeling it. Wearing cozy clothes. I didn't even put my rings on today. I didn't even put jewelry on. I'm just nope. Showered, washed my face, brushed my teeth, put cozy clothes back on. I'm doing laundry right now. Sitting down, and hi, Bubba. You finally came out of the bathroom. Bandit has been in the bathroom all morning. The bathroom is like his little safe cave from the wind and the storms. He is terrified of stormy weather. So whenever we get rainstorms or windstorms, which in Washington, that's a lot. So he's definitely going to have to get used to that. But he's been hiding out in the corner in the bathroom on his cozy little mat, just sleeping away. But he decided to come out and hang out. Maybe it's because he knew you were here with me today. Ah, yeah, see, you wanted to be a part of it, huh? He totally wanted to be a part of it. You say hi, bud? You say hi. You say hi to the camera. Say hi. There he goes. Tail wagging and everything. Good job, bud. Oh my gosh. But okay, on to what I actually want to talk about. I am so excited. Even though I'm feeling like shit, I am so fucking proud of myself. I'm giving myself a pat on the back, giving myself a nice little hug, celebration, just celebrating my progress. And it might not seem like progress to a lot of people that have a close view in my life, but for me, I'm really celebrating the progress in how I spend my day to day, and just how much progress I've made, not only in the actions I'm taking daily, but also just my mentality day to day, and being able to pick myself up and keep pushing through all the negativity, through all the opinions and judgments and underestimation that has been going on and being projected onto me. I'm really just celebrating myself today, and the fact that through all the chaos in my life, I have kept going, especially when it comes to my projects and my dreams and the things that I truly desire and am working on. Because a lot of times in my life, whenever trauma happens or whenever there's a difficult period, I tend to actually take a break from creating content or working on projects like a podcast or anything like that. I usually take a break because I don't want to show up as imperfect. I don't want people to see me in my lows. But now that I've been stripped away of absolutely everything in my life, I feel like I have nothing to lose. Not only materialistically, but also with my reputation. There have been so many times in my life where I have fucked up my own reputation with friends, with family, with coworkers, with acquaintances, with people online. I have fucked myself over so many times, like time and time again, to where I'm at this point where it's like, you know what? I'm going to start letting my actions speak for themselves, and I'm no longer terrified to show up in my most authentic form. And if my most authentic form day to day varies, like today, not feeling amazing, or like the last couple weeks, going through what I've been going through with the breakup and having to move back in with my parents and openly admitting to the world online that, you know what? I don't have a job, I don't have a car, I don't have fucking money, and I can't blame anybody but myself. I am fully fucking aware that where I'm at in my life is simply a reflection of every decision I have made up to this point. And I think it's so funny that people online have the need or have this audacity to teach me a lesson or pipe in or chime in and be like, oh, well, you should have known better. You're so naive and blah, blah. I was like, I fucking know. I openly admitted it. Like, duh. It's funny at this point, you know, I'm not scared to open up vulnerably. I'm not scared to let the walls down, and I'm not scared to just show up as me, because one thing I'm learning is, even though I'm getting a lot of hate and a lot of lashback based off of what I'm going through, because what I'm going through in a sense is kind of controversial. My life is pretty controversial at this point, and when you are speaking on something controversial, you're going to get both positivity and negativity. But like, just like I'm getting the negativity, I'm also getting so much positivity, because I feel like there's so many people in this world that are going through or have gone through something so similar to what I'm going through, but no one fucking talks about it. No one's talking about their rock bottom days. No one talks about the low lows. No one talks about the actions they took that led them to a point in their life where it's absolutely humiliating and embarrassing. I'm not sitting here standing up being like, I am so fucking proud to be almost 28 years old, moving back to my hometown and living with my fucking parents. I am not proud of that. Oh my God, it's absolutely fucking humiliating. But I feel like we have to start talking about the humiliating shit. We have to start talking about the embarrassing shit, because I know I'm not the only one going through this. I know I'm not the only person in the world that feels this embarrassed about being at a point in their life that they're the reason they're at that point in their life. But I feel like if we can open up, put down the fucking masks, put down the facade, put down the projection of our life being perfect and, oh, like everything's going our way and blah, blah, blah. Life is not picture perfect. And for anybody that's projecting that, all that shows me is that they are very fucking insecure. But anyways, yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to be at this point where it's like I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And because I have nothing to lose, I'm going to be completely open and honest about my journey and what I'm going through and what's led me to where I am today. And I'm very fucking proud of myself for not only keeping up with the projects, but keeping up with my daily grounding practices, like stretching every single morning, doing journaling, and like getting outside on my dog walks, and just drinking water, maintaining my sobriety. Oh my God, all the things. Eating healthy, not going out and spending money on shit that I don't need, because first off, I don't even have the money to spend it on distractions, right? So it's like, I have been really proud of how I've been handling myself, especially going through what I'm going through, because a lot of times in the past, whenever I start going through something external in my life, I start to spiral. Literally, I'll just sit in bed, I'll get stoned, I'll smoke all the cigarettes, all the nicotine, and I'll literally just waste away watching Netflix, doing fucking butt-fuck nothing. But this time, like I said, I feel like I don't have time to waste. I am so determined and so motivated in achieving everything I set out to achieve that I will not stop and I will not back down. And this new mindset I've been in has really just been launching me. So yeah, just celebrating so much. And something I'm also learning, even though it feels like I am gung-hoing it and I am just going like nonstop really towards my projects and things like that. And I mean, not even just focusing on myself and my projects and all the stuff that isn't making me money yet, right? I have to be practical. I have to think about my circumstances and realizing that I need to find a job so that I can bring in an income right now, so I can pay bills, so I can save up money to get a car, so that I can then save up money to get the fuck out of this house and be on my own and be an independent individual, right? There's a lot of things that are on my mind right now. So I have been doing all those things, like looking for a job, and I am excited to announce that I have officially... Ooh, I just slobbered everywhere. I have officially been hired on to the one job I was so excited, so excited. As excited as I can be when applying for jobs, right? Like, this is not something that I want to do. I don't think anybody actually wants to go out and just get a fucking job for a paycheck, right? Like, I love working. Don't get me wrong. I love to work. I love doing all the stuff as far as like working on my own shit and wanting to be an entrepreneur and work for myself. But like, I'm not fucking stoked about getting a job. But out of all the jobs I applied for, I applied to 18 different jobs. I only got called back to 2 of them for interviews. One of the interviews was for Jamba Juice, which I know doesn't sound very impressive, but at this point, right, I'm fucking desperate. I need a job. I need money. And then the second one was for... I'm not going to name it because that's the one I got hired at. And I'm not trying to get any stalkers, right? You know, got to keep my safety in mind first. Out of the 18 different jobs, I was really only excited about one of them. And it's really interesting. I feel like through this whole journey, like I have been on a spiritual ass journey for years now. Over the last couple months, I've really started to embrace that journey for what it is and learning how to embrace my innate gifts and tapping into my intuition and being intuitively led through this life and being blown in the wind where I am supposed to be going. And it's funny how all this kind of transpired because I applied to all these different jobs. And then when I thought I was done applying to jobs, because I had actually gotten an email back for an interview for Jamba Juice, I was like, okay, like I guess this will be it. Maybe we'll get some more in. Then I was out with my grandma and we were having a little afternoon and she's like, well, do you want to go grab lunch? And I was like, Grandma, we don't have to get lunch. Like, I love you so much and I love just hanging out with you. Please stop spending money on me. I am not a charity case. She's like, no, please let me treat you to lunch. I'm like, well, okay. Why don't we go to this one restaurant? I actually haven't been there because it used to be an Applebee's when I used to live here. And then it got shut down and an independent restaurant went in there and I've heard nothing but rave reviews. Apparently it's always fucking busy and the food is great and the service is impeccable. And it's actually supposed to be really affordable compared to a lot of other things. And I was like, well, Grandma, why don't we go here? Have you been there? She's like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that place. Love that place. I'd love to treat you. I'm like, awesome. Let's go check it out. So we walk in there. And right when we walk in, I just got this like, this is awesome. Because you know when you walk into restaurants sometimes and all you can feel is just like the mass chaotic energy? Because restaurant energy is fucking chaotic, right? There's always people, servers are usually in the weeds half the time, and you can feel that chaotic energy. But when you walked into this restaurant, even though it was busy, everyone was just so calm and collected and very like dark femme energy of just like, wow. And I was like, whoa, what is this? This is amazing. And we sit down, we have lunch. The food was impeccable. The atmosphere was great. Everyone was so nice. And I was like, damn, I wonder if they're hiring. Lo and behold, they are. So I went online that same afternoon, put in 2 applications, one for a hostess position and one for a server position, because at this point, like I said, I can't be picky. Obviously, I want the server position because if I'm going to be working, I want to be making as much money as possible. But this place seems so cool that I would happily accept a hostess position if there was an opportunity for me to move up as a server in the future, or even management or whatever. You know, that's really me playing a realistic game here, right? Like, I do not want to progress in this industry like that, because for me, I see myself doing my own thing. But, you know, you got to have your backup plan along with your dreams. I have to learn how to have a realistic mindset to take care of myself and find my sense of independence while also pursuing my lofty ass goals, my delusional daydreams, right? But anyways, I applied to this job and didn't hear anything back. And when I told my parents that I had applied, my dad was super excited for me. But then my stepmom, the first fucking thing she said, oh, you know, like, after talking with the owner, I heard that they get like hundreds of applications like every single week. So, you know, I really know that they only choose the best of the best. So you know, like, I wouldn't keep my hopes up. Like, they do filter through a lot of people. A lot of people want to work there. And it's like, okay, I understand. I understand that there might be competition, lofty competition for a position at this restaurant. But it's like, you couldn't give me any fucking words of encouragement. The first thing you're going to do is drag me fucking down and make me feel like I'm not good enough. Dope. Thank you. Anyways, couple more days goes by. Still haven't heard anything. And it ends up being my Jamba Juice interview day. And on the Jamba Juice interview day, check this fucking out. You want to talk about the universe giving me clear as fuck signs not to go to an interview, or like, this is not the opportunity for you. I had gone to bed the night before early because I had an early morning interview and I wanted to feel rested, even though it's just Jamba Juice. You know, it's like, this is the only opportunity that's hit me back up, and I need this opportunity. So I go to bed early. I want to be prepared, ready to go. And at 12:30 in the morning, the plumbing of my fucking toilet starts screaming. It's like, I shit you not, from 12:30 a.m. until 5:30 in the morning. And I had to sit and listen to that all night long. I didn't get a wink of sleep. I was up till 12:30 in the morning. So first off, that really fucking sucked. Secondly, I woke up and I started my period and I was like, God damn it. Okay. Thirdly, 2 nights before, I had been playing with my dog. Bandit has no spatial awareness whatsoever when he gets excited. And we were playing, tussling around. And he turns around and he headbutts me right in the lip. And it splits my lip open on the back. And the day before, it didn't look like anything bad. It had just hurt on the inside. You could tell, like, you know, it hurt. And it had puffed up a little bit. But honestly, it just looked like I had lip injections, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. But the morning of the interview, I wake up and I look in the mirror, and it's not just a puffy lip anymore. It is bruised black and motherfucking blue. Oh my God, I looked like I got in a fucking bar fight. So that was number 3. I looked like absolute shit, felt like shit from not sleeping and starting my period. Fourthly, my grandma is such a sweetheart. She's letting me borrow her car for a little bit. And she let me borrow her car for the interview. And I go to warm up the car because, of course, the day of the interview is the first day that we get frost. So I need to warm up the car before so I can defrost the windshields. And as I'm getting ready to go, I drive maybe like half a block and I realize that the passenger side windows are still a little foggy and the sun is starting to rise. And when you're driving and sun hits that, it's like blinding. You can't fucking see out of those windows. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pull in front of the neighbor's house real quick. I'm just going to get out real quick and I'm just going to, you know, scrape it off real quick. It took me literally 2 seconds. Not a big deal. I get back in the car. I'm about to put it into drive. As I'm trying to put it into drive, now granted, this is a newer Jeep, right? And all these new fucking vehicles and their electric technology bullshit that never fucking works. I go to put it into drive, and all of a sudden the little dash says, key fob not detected. Key fob left the car. And I was like, what the fuck? the key fob is right here in the center console in the cup holder. So I take the key fob, I put it in my pocket, I get out of the car, I dance around, I get back in the car because I'm like, maybe it's just like there was a weird sensor issue. Get back in the car, I try to put it into drive, and it says key fob not detected, key fob left the car. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So then I turn off the car. And then I try to turn it back on because it's an electric key fob. You have to like push start it. There's not even like one of those safety, like, oh, if the electric doesn't work, you can like manually do it. No. It's all electric. Gotta love it. So I go to push it and it fucking says key fob not detected. Key fob not detected. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? I call my dad. My dad's like, oh, the battery's probably dead. That's weird that it didn't even give any kind of warning signs. I'm like, of course it wouldn't. With the morning I've been having, of course it wouldn't. Of course this would be happening. I have my interview in 15 minutes, and now my dad has to come home from work to get me a battery to help me with this key fob. And now I have to call Jamba Juice and tell them, hey, my car isn't starting. I know I have an interview in 15 minutes. Because I live right down the road, right? It's not going to take me 15 minutes to get there. But I have an interview in 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. Is there any way I can push it back a couple minutes or reschedule it for a later time? And they were like, yeah, you can push it back for another hour. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. But now I look like a fucking idiot. I look so unreliable. Great first start to that. Anyways, my dad comes home. He's like, oh, we probably have batteries upstairs. He's looking through the house. Oh, no batteries, but he did take one out of his old watch and put it in there so at least him and I could drive to the store to go get batteries. So we drive to the store, and the store is out of motherfucking batteries that we need. God damn it. Of course it is. So then I tried to go back in the Jeep so we can go to another store, but then the key fob had actually died again, so I had to get in his car. We had to go to the second store. They actually had the battery that I needed. Anyways, that whole fucking fiasco of a morning just for a minimum wage job interview at Jamba Juice. I was so frustrated and so riled up. It really felt like the universe was like, do not go. This is a waste of your time. But it was like, I can't not go. I have no other opportunity in my line of sight right now. Like, I have to at least put in the effort. I have to do everything I can to get there. I ended up going to the job interview, and I killed it, by the way. I'm really good at interviews, and it was funny because, you know, I was putting on my best face. I looked really cute. The ladies were really nice that were interviewing me. I felt like, oh my gosh, this is going to be an epic environment. Actually, like, I'm pretty excited about this. And they just kept reaffirming me, like, wow, like every answer that I gave them, they were just like, wow, like you are answering these questions better than any person all day. I was like, yes. In the back of my mind, I was like, yo, I got this in the bag. And they were supposed to get back to me that night by 5 p.m. I got fucking ghosted. They didn't even send me a goddamn email to let me know, hey, we are no longer considering you. Thank you for your time, though. Like, not even to let me know, no. It was just like super ghosted. A day and a half later, I end up going into Jamba to try and speak with the manager just to get a clear as fuck answer. But my clear as fuck answer ended up being, I walked in there. The manager that interviewed me saw me, made this face like, ran to the fucking back and hid in the back the entire time I was in the store. So when I saw that, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to get a smoothie because I actually love Jamba Juice. I'm going to get a smoothie. It sounds great. And I'm just going to get out of here because that's the answer I needed. Oh my God. How is this my life? But anyways, right when I got that clear as fuck answer, I looked down at my phone and there's a fucking email for an interview for the job I actually wanted at the restaurant that I went to lunch at with my grandma. And I was like, what are the fucking odds? That whole interview process went really well. Got hired literally the same day. I have my orientation in 2 days. The last couple days has really just been doing like online orientation paperwork. I had to get my food handler's card, and then I had to do the mass certification, which is the alcohol serving certification. It was like this whole course that I had to take and take this test and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, now that I'm all caught up, I have my orientation scheduled for in 2 days, and I'm really excited to start considering. And it turns out that being hired on full time at this restaurant, even though I'm starting as a hostess, which I'm very grateful because from the sounds of it, there's a lot of competition just to get an application in there. So I can't even believe that they saw my application. I went in for an interview, went through 2 rounds of interviews, and got hired the same day. But this full-time job also offers benefits: medical, dental, and vision. What? Talk about meant to fucking be. Oh my God. So like when all of this kind of transpired and these events kind of played out the way they did, it kind of made me realize like, wow, I need to like slow down a little bit. And I need to really just like surrender to this divine flow, because I truly am more intuitive than I give myself credit for. Like the whole way this all transpired, like applying for all of these jobs, literally 18 jobs, I wasn't excited about any of them. But the one job when I randomly went to lunch with my grandma and I got this little butterfly feeling, right? This little like, ooh, this is kind of exciting. And I followed that. And that ended up being the opportunity for me. It's just crazy that by following my heart space and just surrendering to the flow, it's like I need to stop putting in so much fucking energy to conform to what I'm supposed to be doing and allow the wind to just take me where I'm meant to be placed. And even though I know this might not be my longest term opportunity, or maybe it will. Who fucking knows, right? I'll be the dust in the wind at this point. But I'm just so grateful that everything transpired the way it transpired, because even though I got ghosted from Jamba, which honestly I'm overqualified to work there considering all of my work experience, even though I got ghosted from them and I felt so defeated and my family made me feel so fucking defeated, I just kept telling myself in the back of my head, like, this is all happening for a reason. One opportunity is closing its door to allow space for me to walk through the opportunity that I'm truly meant to walk through. And that ended up happening. It's all aligning in a way that I wasn't necessarily anticipating, but I always in the back of my mind had the faith that like it's all going to happen how it's meant to happen when it's supposed to happen. Yeah, so life is slowly picking up. I feel like I've turned a corner in the momentum in my life, not only with the job and slowly making moves to pick myself up and take the necessary action to bettering my situation and becoming independent and taking care of myself in the way that I've always envisioned. But I also feel this new momentum picking up within my projects. I feel like stepping into this authenticity and stepping into this newfound energy of just aligning myself. It's like all of a sudden the energy and the momentum in my projects and in my content creation is drastically picking up. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. You guys have been making my day every fucking day, because my content has been going halfway viral almost every single day since this new turn of momentum. And I have been getting so much positive feedback. Granted, yes, there's negative feedback, but so much positive feedback from all of you. And it really is just giving me this motivation, like I am on the right path. I need to keep going. I need to keep hustling, because it's finally happening. All of the work that I have been putting in for the past year, an entire year of putting in work, creating content, putting myself out there to an audience of like 200 people or less. There has been no momentum in anything I've been doing, but I have been showing up, staying consistent, and just pushing through, because I believe that my dreams are worth it and I deserve to show up for myself and my dreams and my desires. And I will not stop. I will not stop. And because I have not stopped and stepping into this new alignment, turning the corner, feeling this new wave of momentum, it's finally starting to pick up. And I feel like everything is finally starting to pay off. And you guys are making it worth it for me, truly. Seeing how much I'm relating to other people is just like blowing my mind out of the water, because I truly thought like I was the only one going through what I'm going through. But it turns out every single person on this globe hits rock bottom at least once in their life. It's like, let's fucking normalize these rock bottom days, because shit that happens to you in your life is either going to break you or it's going to make you. And at this point, with all the shit bringing me to rock bottom, I really feel like it's making me. And it's making me into someone that I never thought I would ever be able to become. And it's so empowering to be at this point, like I said, where I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. The turning point is happening. And even though the people in my life that have the closest view of me, aka my dad and my stepmom, because the two biggest cheerleaders in my life right now that have really like pushed me into the mental and emotional support have been my grandmother and my ex, Luke. I still talk to him regularly, and they have been my biggest fucking emotional and mental support cheerleaders through this entire journey. Now, I'm not taking away from the fact that my dad and my stepmom are allowing me to be here, right? Like, they are supporting me in that physical aspect. But one thing I have come to learn is that even though they're supporting me physically, mentally and emotionally, my dad and my stepmom are actually the two people in my life that underestimate me the most and look down on me the most and have a really low perception of who I am as an individual. And that has just been learned and grasped through being here with them, through their little comments and just the way they talk to me and about me. And at first that was really triggering. I was like, God damn, I just want to stand up and defend myself because I feel like I'm the only person defending myself right now. But I had this like switch in perspective where it was like, you know what? Being underestimated is almost a superpower, because when someone underestimates you, it gives you nothing but the biggest opportunity to blow them out of the water, basically. To just completely knock them off their seats, knock off their socks, blow them out of the water, and show up in a way that they absolutely were not expecting, because their expectations of me are so fucking low that when I do win, they're gonna have the closest view of me winning against all odds. And in a weird way, like, I feel like that's gonna be their karma. Like, the negativity that they've been pushing onto me, the karma for that is gonna be they have the closest view of me winning against all odds. And it's a beautiful fucking feeling. Not doing it out of spite, doing it because I'm doing it for myself, but they have to watch now, when all they've been doing is trying to bring me back to reality, bring my mental down to reality, and like, you need to settle, you need to compromise, you need to think about, you know, being an adult. And it's not like I'm not doing that, right? Like, I went out and found a job with full benefits, full time, ended up being the perfect opportunity. I'm excited to start bringing in a paycheck to support myself, to start contributing, to start saving up for a vehicle, to start gaining my independence again, right? So in a way, I am compromising. It's not like I'm sitting on my ass just doing this. I am compromising, but I'm also never going to give up on my dream. And I'm never going to take my free time and waste it, because my dreams are valuable and they're worth taking the time to invest in. And even though they don't understand that, because their insecurities and the way they view themselves is so low, and they're only projecting that onto me, it's like, I get to show them, when I do start winning, what is possible in a lifetime. And I'm also here to show them that your external circumstances do not define who you are as a person and what you are truly capable of. If anything, if you're at rock bottom, stripped down to absolutely nothing materialistically and financially, yet you still are able to push through and succeed in the way that you envision for yourself when nobody else sees that for you, that just goes to show that you did it all on your own. Not because of what you have, not because of your privilege, but because of who you are, and embracing your worth in who you are and never giving up. It's all you. It is not because of your privilege. It's because of you. And if I can show them that I can still win against all odds, heads are going to be turning. It's time for my family's heads to start turning. It's time to show them that what's in front of you isn't always just what's in front of you. There's so much more potential than what is currently in your 3D. And I'm excited to show up and show people, show the people closest to me, show the people around me what's truly possible in this life. Anyways, I think that's all I have for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your week, day, month, year. Until next time, Ari Lou signing out. Peace punch, Captain Crunches.